Hello students, welcome back to Education on Cloud. So I hope you have completed watching your regular classes of it. So today here we are with a quick revision portion of it. So we will start with chapter circles of this quick revision portion. So now coming to the circles, as we are aware of, first we will look into the introduction part of it or some conceptual basis relating to this particular chapter. Then we'll start few certain question and answers relating to this chapter. So now first and foremost, in a circle, as you are aware of some basic concepts. So in this particular diagram, if I have to consider telling some certain points, so as you are aware of, this O is nothing but the center of the circle, and you can see a line which is OP, which is going to be your radius, right? And then what is the next concept? Once you are aware of the radius, then comes the diameter portion of it. From the center which is going to extend, that is going to be your that is going to be a diameter. Always and always, diameter is nothing but the radius. Two times of radius is nothing but your diameter. Suppose if I have a line that is touching 2 points, this is going to be your segment portion, right? This is basically the line which is over there, over here, it is nothing but the chord. That is, suppose if I name it as P and Q, that is these 2 points which are meeting, it is nothing but the chord. So then this portion, if I have to shade, this is nothing but the segment. So this is going to be the minor segment, and the rest of it is going to be the major segment. Suppose similarly you have arc and everything. So if I consider another circle, so in this particular circle, if I have to consider and if I have to draw a arc, what is an arc basically? So on the circumference, so first, what is circumference? Circumference is nothing but the area of the circle. So in a square, if you consider, if you have to find out the perimeter, in a square it is called perimeter. Just like that, in a circle it is called a circumference. The whole thing is going to be the circumference of a circle. So suppose if I have to find out the arc, so arc is nothing but like this. A curved portion is nothing but your arc. So this basic portions is what is being specified. First, let's look into it. So center of a circle, which is going to be the O. First and foremost, a collection of all points in a plane which are fixed, which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point. What is that fixed point? That is center point. O is nothing but your fixed point, and that is called as a circle, right? And then coming to it, the line segment joining the center at any point of the circle is called as radius. That is OP first, which we saw, that is nothing but your radius. And the same thing, you have to double it so that you will be getting your diameter. And then circle divides the plane in which it lies 3 parts. So what are it basically? Inside the circle you can draw it, for which you will be getting a chord. And in the circle only you can draw, or outside the circle if you draw, you will be getting a tangent basically. So now the chord is a line segment having 2 end points lying on the circumference of the circle. So what is this chord basically? So over here we just saw that PQ is nothing but our chord, right? That is what it is mentioned. Chord is a line segment having 2 end points. I had a point P as well as I had a point Q. So when I am joining it within the circle, that is going to be my chord basically, right? A chord which passes through the center of a circle is your diameter. See, it is very important for a chord to pass through the center. Suppose if it doesn't pass through the center, it is not going to be a diameter, it will just end up being a chord. When it has to pass through the center, that is going to be a diameter. See, on a circle over here, this is my center and this is going to be my diameter, as I have said you. So if this is the chord, I cannot call this as diameter at all. See, the highest possible, the maximum line which is going to be there, that is going to be your diameter basically. Next thing, the diameter is the longest chord, which I just said you through an example. That is what is mentioned. A piece of circle between 2 points is an arc. That is, in a circle, if there are 2 points over here, and if I just have to connect it, that is going to be my arc. That is, on the circumference is what I'll be having. The longer one is called the major arc and the shorter one is called the minor arc. So this is my shorter portion of it, which is your minor arc. The other portion of it from here till here, that is going to be my major arc, right? The length of the complete circle is called the circumference. That is, the full portion of it is going to be your circumference, right? Next thing, the region between a chord and either of its. So to learn these 3 points, we'll just look into a diagram. So basically when these two things have been specified, so now you know that this is going to be a chord, and the shaded portion of it is in gray portion. So this shaded, if you can see the difference, this is having a major portion of it which is shaded, therefore I'll call it as major segment. So other part which is left out over here, which is there, which is not been shaded, that is going to be my minor segment. So this is the major difference between major segment and minor segment. And coming to the sector basically, so from the radius I will be first joining two radius, right? So OP is also my radius, similarly OQ is also my radius, right? When I'm joining both the radius, there is another part, that is I can see something like this which is going to form, right? So now when this portion of it has been shaded, it is going to be a minor segment, minor sector. See, there is a difference between the segment and a sector. Segment is nothing but which is being joined through a chord, and here it is nothing but two radius which is being joined. So this shaded portion is now my minor sector, and the rest portion is going to be my major sector. So that is the major difference what is being specified in the previous slide over here in your statement format. Clear? Now what are the some things which you have to note down? So a circle is a collection of all points in a plane which are equidistant from a fixed point, right? It is from a fixed point is nothing but your center point circle. From that it is going to be equidistant. See, whenever you draw this radius, each and everything is going to be equal, right? That is going to be your equidistant portion of it. Next thing, equal chords of a circle subtends equal angles of the center. So basically equal chords are going to have a equal, suppose this is my center, and whatever is the distance between this minor segment, if I just draw the same thing, the angles of both of it is going to be equal. If angles subtended by two chords at the center are equal, then the chords are equal. It is nothing but the converse of it. That is, see over here they said that the chords of it are going to be equal. The next thing is going to be angles which is going to form is going to be equal basically. Then the perpendicular from the center of a circle to chord bisects the chord. So it is nothing but, see over here the distance between it is going to bisect the chord is what basically it is there over here. Next thing, we'll just see these two things which are going to be very much important for you. Angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So basically first, what is a semicircle? So now when I consider a circle again, and if I have to draw a diameter, so this diameter is going to cut the circle into two equal halves. So one part of it, if I have to consider, that is going to be my semicircle, right? Now the angle in a semicircle is going to be right angle, which is nothing but 90 degrees. This would be important for you if you have to solve any question something related to semicircles. The next thing, sum of either pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. It is for you to remember. And if the sum of pair of opposite angles, see sum of either pairs, but here sum of pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degree, then the quadrilateral is going to be cyclic. Either ways you can prove it. If this has been specified, you can just find out the other portion of it. If the next portion of it is specified, you can find the other part of it, right? Next thing, what is a secant to a circle? What is a tangent to a circle? So now when I just consider two circles again, so first, what is a secant to a circle? A secant to a circle is a line that intersects the circle exactly 2 points. So it is nothing but something like this. I am going to touch 2 points of the circle. So if I consider this to be A and B, this is going to be my secant of a circle. Similarly, what is tangent to a circle? A tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. Over here it is intersecting at 2 points. If I have to intersect this at only one point, if you can see over here, there is only one single point which is going to intersect at the circle. Here I have two different points which is going to touch my circle. But when it comes to a tangent, there is only one single point which is going to touch the circle. That is going to be a tangent of a circle. Now coming to the types where you can just see the different types of tangents. So now given two circles, these are the lines that are tangents of both of them at same time. So first one is going to be if the circles are separate. You can see two different circles which is not like very attached or something. Basically they are separate from each other, which do not intersect. So how many tangents can you form? There are 4 possible common tangents. How is it 4 possible common tangents? See, you can draw like this. That is, you can split in between. For this circle there is one tangent. For this circle there is another tangent. So 1, 2, and similarly for this point also there is only one single point which is going to touch. So here also there is one, and there is again one over here. Similarly, when you have to just do it something like cross it again, so one can be over here, which is going to be the first one, and again over here 2, and for the smaller circle 3 and 4 basically. So when you have it separately, when two circles are separate, how many of the tangents basically are going to be possible? 4 number of tangents are going to be possible. Next scenario, if two circles touch at just one point, then there are 3 possible tangents. That is, the circles are going to touch at one single point. So basically in the previous slide, the previous circles, it was separate and nowhere they were touching each other. But here they are just touching at one single point. At this case scenario, how many tangents is what is basically possible? So three tangents are possible basically. One, between them you can just share it so that both of the circles, so if I consider this to be circle 1 and this to be circle 2, both of them are sharing one mutual tangent, and then again over here 1 and 2, right? Totally you have 3 different tangents again. Next thing, if two circles touch at just one point with one inside the other, there is just one line that is tangent to both. So here it is nothing but outer circle is there, and within the circle there is another circle which is being attached. So both of them are again sharing only one mutual tangent. See, if I have to draw it one and another over here, then it is going to be only for this outer circle. But for my inner circle there is no tangent at all. But here they are trying to tell that they are sharing one mutual tangent, which is nothing but over here. Right. Next thing, if the circles overlap. So now when the case is something relating to overlapping, overlap at 2 points, there are 2 tangents. That is, see over here I cannot draw tangent between them. Here in this case, wherein over here I had a mutual sharing which I could have drawn a tangent, but in this case it is overlapping. I cannot draw a tangent because it is not at all going to form a tangent. Nowhere it is just touching one single point at all. Right, then over here I can just draw tangents outside the circle for which both of them will be sharing one single tangent. At that point I'll be having 2 tangents basically. So to sum up, and again one last scenario wherein suppose if you have 2 circles basically, that one is outer side and one is inner side, there is nothing commonly shared. Say you had a case scenario which was something like this. At that time we had a tangent which was just touching exactly equal to one single point. But here there is nothing single sharing point which I can just draw a tangent. Therefore here I will be having 0 tangent basically. So basically over here the tangent of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of a contact. This is nothing but the theorem which will be useful, which can be asked for a 5 marker again. So what does that mean over here? A tangent of a circle is perpendicular. There is one tangent if I have to consider the tangent to be here, and the center of it, and radius. So radius, it is nothing but perpendicular. So perpendicular, this is what I have to prove basically in this first point, and which is going to be a theorem for you. The lengths of the tangent drawn from an external point to circle are equal. So now what is this? So now again, if I have to consider a circle, they just tell that there are 2 external points basically. So the external points, if I consider to be like this, so 1 tangent and 2 tangent, and there is a center point over here. So it is nothing but whatever these 2 tangents I have basically, that is going to be equal. That is the length of the tangents. Suppose if I name it as AB and P, that is AB is equal to PB. That is what here it is, and even this is again important as a theorem which could be asked. From these 2 questions, as a theorem which you can expect a question. Then a center lies on the bisector of an angle between the 2 tangents. This will be understanding when we are solving few question answers. So this was something relating to the theory portion of it. We'll see a few question and answers.